All right, we have 6 o'clock.
Yes.
All right, the Grand Rapids Town Board is meeting today, Tuesday, July 11th, 2023 at 6 o'clock at the Town of Grand Rapids Municipal Building. First agenda item is Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Second agenda item is approve agenda for meeting. Any changes? All good?
No changes, yeah.
Okay. All right, third agenda item, approve minutes of the June 13th, 2023 Town Board meeting and June 22nd, 2023 Special Board meeting.
Madam Chairman, I will so move.
Okay, is there a second?
I can second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, fourth agenda item is public comment. People wishing to address the board will be limited to 2 minutes each, with public comment limited to a total of 30 minutes. Either way. Okay.
So far, things are going well. Our Ron Heck, 2521 Blueberry Lane. So far, things are going well, but just remember, you got an audience here. I like the volume up. So,
Okay.
thanks, guys.
Allen 5, 4631 Kelmer Road. I'd like to bring up a few things from the last meeting. I didn't attend it, but I did watch it a few times. First off, I don't think Bill is the worst supervisor I've ever seen. I've never gotten to that point. I don't think that threshold will ever be reached, nor Patty. I've had disagreements with Bill and Patty over Dollar General, gun range, numerous things over the years. That letter that Jeremy wrote, telling us how we need people with backbone and, strong leaders, that was the most cowardly thing I've ever seen a person do, write a letter to throw these two under the bus when they can't, confront him on it. Another thing is Rick, the guy that, he's the worst supervisor ever. He Forrest Gumped us. I was waiting for a reason, an example, something Bill did to make him the worst. That's all I got to say about that. Pretty annoying stuff. There's a few other things I'd like to touch on, but I'm not going to tonight. I'll wait till the next meeting. But them two things really it made watching it entertaining. It reminded me of being at Walmart and having a toddler that's 3 years old that didn't get his way and had a fit. That's all I got to say about that. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, Shirley Clabrick. The website, when you click on agendas and minutes, it doesn't go to say town board is having a meeting. It goes to, it flips to, you have to go through each committee meeting to see if there's a meeting, you know what I'm saying? Instead of coming up, if you go to some other government websites, if you hit agendas, boom, there the agendas are. So I don't know if they're still working on it, but it's sure, I don't think it's very user-friendly for Grand Rapids residents at all. Instead of simplifying, you click on agendas, and there the agendas should be, the current, whatever is coming up. So I don't know if somebody can correct that, or
Yeah, I can have them look.
Yeah,
I use it all the time and look at agendas and minutes, and it comes right up for me. So I'm not quite sure
Well, when I
what you're
click on,
seeing.
you click on the government,
Uh-huh.
okay, and then you click, then you go to agendas and minutes.
Yep.
Okay, so you click on that, and so what comes up is then it'll come up town board, blah, blah, and then you have to scroll up to the next whatever public, or whatever it is, and you have to look at it this way. It just doesn't come up like.
But there's a
remember
drop
you-
down right there. There's a drop down box. If you click on it, it gives you all of the different committees and stuff. You choose it, and then it takes you right to it. So it's actually better than how it used to be, because you used to have to scroll. Now you can just go right to the drop down box.
So did it get changed? I've looked at it.
It's been like that since it was
Huh.
About the first day. Yeah, if you just look right, you should see a drop-down box. where you
Because
can-
before you just clicked on, the Town of Grand Rapids website and boom, there the agendas were right there.
Yeah, okay.
I was literally on it a half hour ago and had zero problems with it.
Yeah, it's formatted a little different because before town board was right there, but now you just click on the drop down and then choose whichever and it takes you right to it, so whichever one you want, whichever committee or town board or whatever.
Yeah, but that's the problem. You have to click on each committee, each one of the committees to find out whether or not they're gonna have a meeting.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look into
Consider
it.
it, yeah. Okay. Anything, yep.
So I'd like to make a comment on number 9 on the agenda, where you're talking about consideration of possible action on filling vacancy on the town board. Rather than have this as a good old boys club where the board members vote on who they want to have with them, what's the possibility of forming a committee where each board member, including the clerk, would pick one Grand Rapids resident and let them do the interviewing? That way, you don't have political agendas being addressed. People can judge them off that meeting. You have a police and fire commission, which brings information to the board as far as hiring. Have a separate person, group of people. Each board member appoints one person, and then they do the interviewing and they recommend to the board. That way, you're at least getting back to the public a little bit, rather than voting on, I want so and so because they go with my views. Put it back to the public. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Okay. All right, agenda item number 5, monthly reports from the departments, fire department.
Good evening, board and residents. Report for June 2023. We're currently staffed with 46 fire and EMS members. We're always looking for motivated individuals for fire and EMS. Please stop by the fire station or contact the fire department if you have any interest in serving your community. Last month we had 37 calls for service, 25 EMS, 12 for fire, 4 in Grand Rapids, 3 Saratoga, 2 in the town of Grant, and 3 mutual aid calls. So training information last month for EMS. We hosted a evsafe.org class that 100 people from, I think it was 17 different agencies attended. So we had our EMS group go to that. Our fire did the EV Safe course as well on the electric vehicles. And then we had our annual NFPA hose testing on June 19th. Myself and Assistant Chief Roosh attended the Wisconsin State Fire Chiefs Association State Convention in the Wisconsin Dells from June 22nd to the 25th. So we had 1 department meeting, 4 training meetings, 1 officer meeting. So for public relation, we attended Bluegrass at the Lake Touch a Truck. We did the Cranberry Blossom Parade. And we did we took some equipment down to the EAA breakfast at Alexander Field. We do have another Versity Blood Drive coming up July 19th and 20th. That's next Wednesday and Thursday. For noon to 5 both days. So Versity said if anybody wants to pre-register, I know we put it on Facebook the other day. There's a QR code you can scan and you can make an appointment or obviously call our 800 number. So, and then just put a plug in under PR. Our Grand Rapids Fire Department's holding their celebration after the car cruise Saturday, August 5th from 4 to 11 at the Grand Rapids Lions Club. So there'll be food trucks, food beverages. There'll be a company there offering where they can put their hot rods on a dyno so you can watch them rev up their cars and see how much horsepower they make. So smoke detector program, we did 1 house this last month. 4 address signs. The safety department, there was 0 injuries to report in June. Any questions from the board?
If I may. One of my questions is in regards to like the Coloma fire, and I know you'll probably report on that next month, but were you assisting
We had 2 interdivisional MABUS requests yesterday. We were up at the fire up north of Rosholt in the town of, I can't pronounce it. So we were, yeah, there was a wood interdivisional request for that fire. We honored that one. I'm on the board with Jerry Miner from Pittsville. We decided whether our county goes on those alarms. We passed initially on the Washera County fire, but then last night, after things settled down in our county, then we ended up, Wood County did send a strike team at 11 o'clock last night. They got back at 8 o'clock this morning. So we sent a brush truck with 2 men. Rapids, Rudolph, Nakusa, Pittsville, and Hewitt also sent units down to Coloma. And what they did last night, they didn't do any active, they fought fire, but they didn't do any active overhaul last night. During the dark hours, they just wanted to do just a watch and then just put out any hot spots they could. But today then there was crews from other counties, Brown County, Fond du Lac County, some other surrounding areas that sent strike teams over today that actually worked the overhaul on that fire. It was reported yesterday it was 400 some acres. I heard this afternoon it was pushing 800. And I think there was 3 or 4 homes lost. So.
Thank you.
Yep. Anything else from anybody? All right. Okay.
Thank you. Police department.
Okay, good evening, everyone. All right, the Grand Rapids Police Department handled 444 calls for service for the month of June. This compares to 330 calls for service in June of last year. That's about a 34.5% increase in calls. And board members have a breakdown of those calls. Police Department issued 74 traffic citations, 9 municipal ordinance citations, and 70 written warnings for the month of June. So we're at the midway point of 2023, and for the first 6 months of 2023, the Grand Rapids Police Department handled 2,240 calls for service, which compares to 1,898 calls for service during the first 6 months of 2022. Again, that represents about an 18% increase in calls. The Grand Rapids Police Department conducted handgun qualifications at the Wisconsin Rapids Police Department range during the month of June. All officers completed the mandatory annual handgun qualification requirements as prescribed by the Wisconsin Department of Justice Training and Standards Bureau. On June 12th, officers of the Grand Rapids Police Department participated in the electric vehicle training at the Buren Municipal Center that Chief Hyatt had already talked about. Training was sponsored by the Grand Rapids Fire Department and covered safety issues and hazards associated with those electric vehicles. It was an excellent opportunity to learn about the intricacies of electric vehicles when dealing with them at accident scenes, fires, and other emergency situations. I'd just like to give a shout out to Chief Hyde for putting that together. How many total people did we have there?
We were pushing 100. I think we had like 99 or 100 registered, but there was a few no-shows. So we had north of 90 people, and I believe between law enforcement, towing and recovery, fire, EMS, I believe we had 17 agencies represented.
Yeah, I mean, that was just outstanding training, and to put together a block of training with that many people and that many different agencies and that many different specialties like tow truck drivers, EMS, police, fire, you name it. It was hats off to Chief Pyatt and putting that training together. It was really quality training. On June 24th, the Grand Rapids Police Department also participated in the EA Chapter 706 Community Pancake Breakfast at Alexander Field, south of Southwood County Airport. The event gave local residents a chance to see facility improvements at the airport. Also included aircraft and first responder vehicles on display for attendees to walk around. Again, it was a great opportunity to showcase all those agencies, support the airport and our surrounding communities. Patrol vehicles in the department doing well outside of normal maintenance. A couple things I'd like to add here. that I normally don't do, but I'd like to take this opportunity to do it. A couple of upcoming events. On July 20th through July 23rd, that's the annual Wisconsin State Water Ski Show Tournament at Lake Wazeecha. So today, the partial lake closure of Lake Wazeecha was posted on our respective website, Facebook pages, and there'll also be postings at different locations in the town and also at the boat landing. So again, that lake closure, partial lake closure, extends east of a line from 64th Street boat landing, extending north to the North Shore of Lake Wazeecha, and all the water area east to County Highway U or the 80th Street South Bridge. The aforementioned area has been a placard advising the restrictions. Those restrictions shall be recreational use within the waterway, including but not limited to, that includes boating, swimming, recreational wading, fishing from a boat or shore, water skiing, and scuba diving. So that's our standard closure that we do every year, and that'll be occurring again starting at 6 a.m. July 20th and concluding at the end of the event on Sunday, July 23rd. And finally, I'd like to point out, tomorrow afternoon at 3:15, there's a Public Works Committee meeting, and there's an agenda item on that, at that meeting, number 2, to discuss temporary signage and opening up rumble strips at the intersection of 48th Street and County Highway Z, Griffith Avenue, to help with safety during the 48th Street and W construction, roundabout construction right out here. I encourage and get the word out there, anybody who lives in the vicinity of that intersection, 48th and Griffith, I think it would be very important that they attend this meeting to see what changes they want to make. It's listed on the agenda as temporary. I have concerns, safety concerns about that, and I think the residents that live in that area and all the residents of Grand Rapids that want to make that intersection safer moving forward, I think it's really important that they attend this meeting. Again, that's the Public Works Committee meeting at 3:15 tomorrow, right here in the municipal building. So hope to see a big turnout. Thank you. Any questions?
Not a question, I don't think, but when I was dealing with the reconstruction of the intersection of 45th Street and County Trunk W,
Right.
whether there should be any islands, a right turn, left turn, or what in there. When I was trying to find out some information on that, what I was hearing from Grand Rapids, I think, is that the county, it isn't Grand Rapids' project, it's the county's project. And I was hearing that the county wasn't talking to them, which really surprised me because Roland Hawk, who was the county highway commissioner, I used to work with him, and that ain't the way he used to do business. So this meeting you're talking about tomorrow is Grand Rapids meeting. Is the county going to be there?
Yes.
Okay.
They requested it.
Oh, okay.
And I would take a little bit of exception to what you said about they weren't talking with us. They were talking with us, and so I think there was communication there. It may have, there was a little bit of lag time maybe, but I would say, at least it was my experience, that Roland was always kept me up to speed and talking with me, so.
Yeah, and I didn't mean you, because I was hearing from you that there was communication.
Right.
Between him and you, but between the rest of the board or the chairperson or, you know, there was a lack of it, I guess, but anyway, So, okay.
Any other questions? All right, very good, thank you.
Thank you. Great. Treasurer.
Okay, for the month of June, our receipts were $61,368.38. Our disbursements were $178,152.59. Our checking accounts are $106,035.02 in our day-to-day checking. Our refill accounts have $277,377.21. Our money market is $330,696.67, and our tax accounts have $451.34 in them. We have $34,588.40 in outstanding checks, so a balance of $679,971.84. Our ARPA account is $673,511.72. So an overall total of $1,353,483.56.
Any questions? All right, thank you. All right, agenda item number 6 is consideration and possible action on event permit for Gather in Faith for Holly, a run walk being held on August 26, 2023.
Madam Chair, I approve.
Okay, go first, your second.
I'll second.
Okay, Jason second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you. They are here. Did you want to say anything? Did you have anything to say or no? You don't have to. Okay, okay, I just want to make sure.
It'd be a free advertisement.
Good. All right, agenda item number 7 is consideration and possible action on a Class A beer, Class A liquor license for Dollar General located at 4610 Kellner Road.
I'll make a motion to approve the Dollar General liquor license.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any discussion?
If Lisa can, I had a question with Lisa earlier today in regards to, at our last meeting, we had discussed that all the liquor license were taken, but this
Yes.
is a class,
These are the A's.
the
so
A's, yeah.
For the stores are different. We don't have the limit on those, so that's why this one is fine. because
Okay,
it's
so
the
A, there are no limits in
Nope.
our town, but the B,
The B's have
there
the
are.
limits.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you for that clarification.
Any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. All right. Agenda item number 8, consideration and possible action on an agent change for MSTC's Gourmet Cafe located at 500 32nd Street.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the agent change for a Mid-State Tech Gourmet Cafe located at 500 32nd Street South.
I will second that motion.
Okay, any discussion?
What exactly is an agent change?
So that is, any place that holds a liquor license has to have an agent, which is kind of somebody who oversees and takes responsibility. So just, if they have a personnel change,
Okay.
they just need to replace it with somebody else, so that's all
Gotcha.
this was. So you'll see them once in a while.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. All right, agenda item number 9 is consideration and possible action on filling vacancy on town board. Okay, so we got 5 letters of interest in. I would recommend that we set up a special town board meeting next week. We can pull in all 5, do interviews, ask them questions, and then vote to appoint somebody.
I like that recommendation.
Okay. Do we want to find
A date.
Yeah.
You said next week?
Yeah. Would Monday or Thursday evening work?
Monday evening for me.
Monday works? Okay.
Yes, Monday is fine. Are we talking like 6 o'clock-ish or 5 o'clock maybe? I mean, I could be here at like 4:30-ish.
Maybe 6 in
6
case
better?
schedules, yeah.
Okay, 6 o'clock on Monday the 17th?
Does that
Okay.
work for you, Jason?
I'll make that work,
That
yeah.
works, okay.
And will we pick one that day or wait till the next meeting?
I think we would vote at that meeting. I mean, we can discuss that too.
So it was 6 o'clock, you said, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Would that be closed meeting?
No, it's open.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is it
Yep.
too late to turn in an application for that position?
Yes, last Friday was the deadline.
Yep. Yep. Anything else?
Turn it in.
Are we good? We don't need to do anything with that? We're good? Okay.
I don't think you have to do anything for that.
Okay, sounds good. All right, agenda item number 10 is consideration and possible action on 2023 road projects. And Mike, did you have an update for us?
You should have a list of the estimates.
Okay.
So I gave them, yeah, you should all have the new list that Mike got. These are the roads. Your first page is what you all decided on at the last special town board meeting. So his list there has those first 4 items on there. And then if you look at the back of your second page, those come to $134,500. But there's a couple city projects that he was gonna see if he could get a number on for a couple city projects that contain some of the town road. I don't know if you wanna give him a little brief on that.
Yeah, it's basically chip sealing, 30, let's see, what do we have? 32nd Street from Chestnut to Washington. The city has offered to do the chip sealing on our part. If we pay for the stone and the oil, they'll take care of the labor. And there's a couple other streets that have a couple blocks on. I have a list of, I don't have a price, but all I have is a list of materials that they're gonna use. And then, while they're chip sealing in the area of 32nd and Washington, they're doing most of their stuff in that area. They're going to be doing everything around, and they're going to be doing Saratoga Street from 54 up to 28th Street. And if we want them to chip seal 28th Street, or Saratoga from 28th Street to 32nd Street, they will take care of the labor and just do it for us, which everything in that area will be done, chip sealed at the same time, which is probably a pretty good deal. So I'm gonna get a firmer price on that. And the Sunny Acre subdivision, when we were looking at the roads and getting the estimates, Brandon from the highway said that he thought we already spent our money, but he thought we had enough for what we had budgeted there. So we're going back to Sunny Acres one day this week, and we'll do it in sections so we can figure out how much of that we can do at one time, up to what your limit of what you wanted to spend. So that's where we'll probably end up, is somewhere in Sunny Acres.
So will this be part of I mean, we have to have a motion here on this, correct? Okay, so, but will this be up for discussion at the meeting tomorrow at all?
These roads here?
No, thought we already discussed it.
Yeah.
No, we've already discussed it.
The first page that you have, that's what you all made the motions
Right.
weeks ago at your
Yeah.
specials. So this includes Grassmere, South Valley, Grand Forest, 52nd Street. And then because you have money left over, you have about 250,000 to spend. This is only 134,000. We'll have some crack fill and chip seal still,
Okay.
but you're still gonna have money. So he'll get a price on Sunny Acres. So maybe in your motion, you could approve these and then say Sunny Acres as long as we fall
Under the budget.
Right. I guess
Yeah,
that would
'cause
probably
I was-
make the most sense.
Yeah, because
not
our
to
budget
exceed
amount
or-
was, what, 294?
250 was what you set aside from the
Oh.
ARPA funds to,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
so.
Okay.
And if you'll be utilizing ARPA funds, if you could build that into the motion, so we have that documented for audit and reporting purposes.
Okay. Okay, so I will make a motion to approve the bid that was supplied for South Valley Drive, Barberry Drive, Alpine Way, Grassmere Drive, Grand Forest Drive, 52nd Street South, totaling estimates of $134,500, along with the proposed additions of the city's 2023 projects of 2 Mile and 32nd Street, the chip sealing and crack filling, and if there's any leftover money, the Sunny Acres, totaling $250,000 to be taken out of the ARPA funds.
Can I just ask one question?
Yes.
Just to clarify with Mike, was it 2 Mile or Saratoga?
It's Saratoga.
Oh, Saratoga, okay, sorry. So scratch the 2 Mile. and
So
put
2
Saratoga.
Mile was on the list, but you said that's not gonna be any cost now, right?
No.
But there's new
The city
ones.
from 16th to 20th is going to be grinding up 2 Mile, but Paul discovered that none of that is our right-of-way. They own the whole road. So they will be getting a new road over there. They'll grind it up and put it, and pave
Okay.
that.
So instead of the 2 Mile, as I had indicated, replace that with Saratoga.
Saratoga, 28th Street to
Twen-
32nd.
28th Street to 32nd. Please and thank you.
I'll second that.
Okay, any other discussion?
Nice job on this, Mike.
Thanks.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right.
It's a lot of work.
Yes.
A lot of work
good.
done.
All right, agenda item number 11 is consideration of possible action on public buildings recommendation to replace garage door at town garage. So you'll see the quote in front of you.
I'll make a motion to replace the garage door at a price of $4,329.
I can second.
Okay, any discussion?
One comment. I just got a call, and I just want to ask Mike, and I'm sorry, I should have reached out to you, it was late in the day, though. I got a call on this today from the other bid, and I don't know if this is very important, but they were trying to figure out why there was such a difference in the bid. So apparently the other bid had a spring of 30,000 cycles, and this has 10,000. Is that a big deal, worth $2,000 more? Do you have any idea if that's a big deal or not?
That's the amount of times the door is liable to go up and down. That probably will have a big factor to it, yes.
Because it was a pretty big difference in price. It was over
Yeah,
$2,000,
so that
but
would-
is that
Doors
worth?
used quite a bit, yes. So
I just
So
got
that
that
would
late in the
be
day, so I don't know.
6329.
Well, no,
That other
that was,
bid, you mean?
that was the other bid,
What's that?
the place from the other, they called me today to
Second.
ask of what was going on with the bid. And I had said, this one was much lower. So I don't know if you want a revised one, or if you're just good with, do you think the 10,000 is fine? That's from this bid here?
good till it breaks.
What's that?
He said until it breaks.
Well,
So I don't
yeah.
know.
Is that something that we can table and you want to review it more
Yeah,
in
why
detail
don't you
for our
ta-
next
table it?
meeting?
Till next meeting, and then I'll
Because we do
talk to
have,
both doors and see if we get a revised price. From what I understand with garage doors, they've been going up every month, so those quotes are probably not even going to be, I would be surprised if they honor them, but.
This one is still good. I did check on Friday to make sure that they would honor it still, so.
So,
A lot of stuff I'm getting these days is 15 to 20 days max.
yeah,
Okay.
So I'll check with them both and see what the
Well,
whatever, so.
So are we tabling this or not? I think this is the most, I made the motion, and I think this is the most advantageous bid, and I think we should approve it.
well,
That's fine, I just wanted
yeah.
to make certain you just knew I got the phone call, so that there is a difference, I just wanted to make you aware. So if you're good with it, then,
Well, one of the things, if I may
Mhm.
comment, We do have $9,000 in the budget for the garage, for the town garage, which would still leave some money left over for whatever else may come up with. We could possibly, if you want to, because of the fact with the estimates only being good for a certain amount of time, which they may not honor it by our next meeting, what if we take a look and see if they have a 30,000 cycle garage door? Because I'm sort of reading into Mike's concern that that is an important factor.
The door that's in there has probably exceeded that, it's so old. So if you're gonna put a new door in, you might as well have something that's worth putting in, you know? So that has not been changed since just about in the last 30 years. It's been there 30, 32 years, so.
It's a good return on investment.
So it's worth getting a door that's worth getting. So.
Would you be interested in changing your motion?
No.
Okay.
We're going with that first motion, or you motion to table it, or what?
His motion was to accept the bid.
Right,
And then the
okay, so,
second.
okay, so for that motion, all of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those who are opposed?
Aye
Aye.
or no?
Okay?
So 3 no's?
Yep.
Okay.
Is there another motion?
Do you feel that it could be necessary for us to make a motion to maybe not exceed a certain dollar amount so that he could act on it?
I was gonna say, do you want me to call
Sorry.
here tomorrow and ask what a 30,000 spring would be, and as long as it's lower than the other quote we got for the 30,000, okay to take? I can do that if you're comfortable with that.
What was that one, like 60?
62
It'd be-
or something. Yeah, I've got the amount, so, I guess, yeah, if the 30,000 spring would be.
$6,500, because that wouldn't take us out of, would not exceed our budgeted for the town garage, is that
Maybe make
correct?
the motion if it's
Jewel?
under 6,000 to go ahead with
Well,
it.
are you accepting another bid, or,
No.
because you have 2 bids, what bid are you approving?
Well, this is the one that they were gonna approve tonight because it was quite a bit lower.
I'm looking at it.
So if I call them tomorrow and if they can give me a quote on a 30,000 cycle instead of 10,000, can they make the motion, like say it's under 6,000 to go ahead and under $6,000? Or not? Would you rather just have it tabled?
I suggest it just be requoted.
Yeah, I'd have it re-quoted. You have a competing quote that this will be then apples to apples with?
Yes.
So it would make sense then to consider those quotes and
And
you
just
can
bring it
just
back.
ask if they're willing to honor those quotes for the, for the next meeting.
Okay.
Worst case, you can put it on the next town board meeting.
Oh, next week. That's
Next
true.
week, okay.
Okay.
I guess we can just table this till
I'm sure. I can-
until we get the two quotes, comparable quotes.
Do we need a motion for that, or we just?
You can make a motion to table.
Sure.
If somebody wants to make a motion to table it.
Yes, I will make that motion to table.
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll oppose.
Mike, did they give you any idea if that was a this year project
Or,
for a door replacement?
no, we really didn't even get to talk to them much, so I will get in touch with both of them. See what you got.
Did you know anything, Lisa? Did they mention anything to you?
No, but I didn't get any impression
Okay.
that it wouldn't be done this year, so I think either one would get it done this year still, so.
All right, agenda item number 12 is consideration and possible action on proposed revisions to town personnel handbook relating to use of town equipment and employee vacation benefits.
That in red is the only thing. Could you read that?
The first one is for the use of Grand Rapids equipment, so that will now read, Grand Rapids does not allow personal use of Grand Rapids equipment or vehicles. All employee use of town equipment and vehicles is spelled wrong.
Right.
Spelled that, shall be within the scope of professional responsibilities or in compliance with the police department policy and procedure.
I will so move.
Is that for both or just that one?
He's just that one for right now, I
Just
think
that
he's
one?
doing, yeah.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion?
There was also other changes too.
There, yep.
No.
So he was making it for all of it?
You're just making that change for the town vehicle part
Yes.
though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
vote on that one and then we'll go to the
Okay,
next.
then for the town vehicle, or town equipment, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. The other one is the vacation.
Did you want me to read that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the vacation, employees qualify for vacation based on their length of service with Grand Rapids. Vacation is awarded on January 1st of each year on a prorated basis. Currently, 1 week. Okay, I have to think about how you do this, right? 1 week after 1 year is being changed to 1 week after 90 days. 2 weeks after 1 year is being changed, 2 weeks after 2 years is being changed to 2 weeks after 1 year. 3 weeks after 7 years is being changed to 3 weeks after 2 years. 4 weeks after 12 years is being changed to 4 weeks after 7 years. And then an additional one has been added of 5 weeks after 12 years.
I make a motion to approve the vacation changes for years of service.
Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Any discussion?
I do have some, when I was doing some research on the amount of vacation that's given, like in other businesses, it was all over the place, only because of the fact that different industries require different types of vacation, depending on the amount of stress or hazards that they encounter during the work hours. From that, when I was analyzing it, it seemed that we were, with these new weeks that is suggested, we were a little bit more generous on that front end, and then we were very comparable on the tail end of the schedule. But I think in order to have, to better recruitment for employees, I think that may be beneficial to have this. One of the things that I have noticed in our years, my years of being on the board, we continuously have employees carry over from year to year of vacation not being used. So I don't know if, we do have a stipulation in the handbook that says that a town board employee may, like in the month of December, carry up to 1 week of vacation to be used by March 15th. I don't know if we want to address that, being that we're addressing this section of the handbook.
I think with that, only a couple people apply to that carryover normally. I personally think it's okay because the employees should be taking time off and not.
That's the
Being
thing.
here.
The people should be taking that time off.
Right, but if they're
And
only
it should be
allowed to.
taking that time off in the period that they've earned it, because they need to take that time off, is how I think
If I
about that.
may, last year was impossible. This year is impossible. We're playing catch-up from last year yet. I'm losing out on quite a bit of vacation because I didn't take it by the 15th, but I was busting my butt all last year. And now this year, I'm probably going to be in the same boat because I'm still having issues settling into the position, and I don't feel comfortable taking time off knowing I have responsibilities I haven't fulfilled here. So the carryover, I think, last year was the first time I ever did it, and I felt bad, but then I'm thinking, I earned that time off, and I couldn't use it.
And I can tell you, like, this year, I'm now the only person that can do payroll. I have no backup, and I'm not gonna have any backup this year, so there's no way between payroll. Every other week we have bills, one of us, we both have to do those. Meetings, there's no way I'm taking 3 weeks of vacation anytime before the end of the year. I can't be gone a week. So I usually don't have carryover, but I will this year, because I can't take vacation and not pay the employees. So, I wish I felt like I could, but
No, I understand your concerns and your hardships on it. I just want to make sure that people are taking, because I know what it's like to have to work all the time and not have that time off. So that was my, that's just my concern, ladies.
Yes, thank you. I second the motion because I think these people earned that, and it's true. When I first got here on the board, a lot of these vacations have been cut by weeks. You used to get 6 or 7 weeks. It could go to that. And every time somebody has to take a vacation and hold it over, it comes before the board, asking to be allowed to carry that vacation over. And it's never been denied, and I think that's a good thing because we see a reason not to deny it. So I'm voting in favor of the motion.
Any other discussion? All right, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, agenda item number 13 is operator license applications.
And you do have a new one on your table that has a denial, so make sure you state that in your motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the operator's license for Jessica Bartek, Amanda Hale, Chris Hattery, Brenda Mackey, Jordan Russell, Hillary Stollard, and the denial for Taya Ortiz.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, agenda item number 14 is June disbursement vouchers. Any questions?
I do have one question, but Bob's gone now. On there, and maybe you guys know, the Lucas strap that had to be replaced, wouldn't that have been under warranty? Do you know?
That I don't know.
Because we just purchased that, like,
Just last year.
yeah. So that's my question
I can
about
check
that.
with
If
him
you can
tomorrow
check that
morning.
out, that would be great.
What did you see that under? Where
That
was
was
it?
on page 1 of the paid invoice listings.
Cargill Partners? Oh, okay. Okay, I'll check with them.
And then, just for clarification, on page 9, and I don't expect you to list them now, but as an example, when we use the credit card, it just has a description of Amazon or eBay to that extent, and it also shows the account number on there. I'm wondering if a person can put some kind of description as far as like Amazon gloves or something to that effect, so we know where what the charges are. Is that something that's feasible?
We have a little room, so we could, instead of putting Amazon, put a brief description. We don't have a ton of room, but
Right.
we can put, yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to condense the bills overall, like Amazon, if Bob has 4 different orders, put them all on one, because
Oh.
otherwise we run into problems with.
Oh,
That's the
certain
same way we're
items.
having with the county.
Yeah, but we
Shorten it
can
up.
try to put a little more description in there.
okay, thank you.
I have an old agenda. Can I borrow yours for this next one? Sure. All right. Agenda item number 15 is consideration and possible action on resolution 2023-06 to recognize outgoing Public Works lead person Rick Austin's years of service to the town. Okay. Do you want me to read it? Sure. Okay. All right, I'll read the resolution then. All right, so whereas Rick Austin began his career with the town of Grand Rapids in 1983 and has served in the Public Works Department throughout his exemplary 40-year tenure, and whereas Rick Austin served as a crew member to the Public Works Department for 28 years and as the lead man in the Public Works Department for 12 years. And whereas Rick Austin has consistently been recognized as a leader in this community with a positive attitude and exceptional work ethic, and whereas during his tenure with the town's Public Works Department, Rick Austin has also served as a member of the Town of Grand Rapids Volunteer Fire Department for 15 years of continuous service. And whereas Rick Austin has ably and professionally served the town, shining in his knowledge and understanding of town operations, interfacing with community members and public officials, and proving himself to be dedicated and efficient in public service. And whereas Rick Austin is recognized by his peers, town staff, and town officials for being professional, hardworking, dependable, and enthusiastic, now therefore be it resolved that the Town of Grand Rapids Board of Supervisors hereby gratefully records and extends its sincere appreciation to Rick Austin for more than 40 years of dedication and exceptional public service rendered to the Town of Grand Rapids, adopted by the Town of Grand Rapids Board of Supervisors on this 11th day of July 2023.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Next agenda item is monthly reports from committees, Public Works. So we are in the process of filling Public Works maintenance position, and we will have a meeting tomorrow like was stated at 3:15. Airport?
Public Works maintenance position?
Isn't that
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I did not.
Yes, sorry, yep.
Okay,
Yep.
There's a vacancy.
yeah. I'm waiting to see who the lead worker is yet.
Oh, that's Mike, yeah.
Is that well known, or?
I think so.
Well, not to us, I
Yeah.
guess. A motion was made at couple.
Yeah, was it the last meeting or the last meeting we made the motion to approve them. Yeah, it was at the last meeting, Ron.
Stuck with us.
email.
Yeah.
Was it at the last meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Guess I wasn't paying attention again.
We had several meetings on it, so.
Okay.
Okay,
You can get the,
Okay.
all right, Airport Commission?
The commission will not meet Thursday at its regular time, but there will be a scoping meeting after the proposed meeting that is canceled because of no topics. But the scope meeting will be at 9:30 at the airport. I do plan on attending that.
Okay.
That's all I have there.
Okay. Recycling, solid waste, and water?
We'll be meeting next month to discuss the contract.
Okay. Plan Commission?
We met last night and we had 2 chicken permit applications approved, 1 dog exemption permit approved. We also had a zoning permit application approved to build a carport, and also another zoning permit application approved for a seafood and produce stand. And our next meeting is, I think, August 14th.
All right, public buildings, so we've had a number of agenda items lately. I'll give you an update on a couple of them here that are moving forward. So the municipal building sign, so we're looking at funding opportunities to be able to get an electric sign after the roundabout is put in. And then we are also looking at getting quotes for a smart TV to put in here so we can share things during meetings, and then also a microphone system so that people can hear us. Looking at quotes again for the phone system, being able to upgrade that, and then an update as far as the awnings. We are finally going to move forward with that and put over the back entrance.
Yes,
Yep.
and I've been trying to set up a meeting for that next week on, in the sign, can we announce the amount? It had to be in by the 7th of July, and they're gonna help me out on this, and we put it in there, and I think it's for $32,000, money from the county on it.
I believe that's the amount that's requested, yep, from the
Yeah.
C committee.
And that's the amount we got. It's locally, the person that owns Rapid Sign lives in the town of Grand Rapids, and I've been working with him. And otherwise, the other place is Wausau, Wisconsin, where to get it. And I think it's a good-looking sign that's coming out there. And of course, the TVs and stuff like that, we're looking for some at the county level. There might be switching some out, so I'll get on that.
Okay.
So we are entertaining a message type sign for a building?
Yes, for about, it'll take about 2 years because of the construction out here and where to put it up after the construction's over with, yes.
And just to clarify, what we've done so far is by way of a grant application, so no committal other than requesting the funds to see if we would be granted that, and then, yeah, would be working on probably a 1 or 2 year time frame.
There's 2 other towns also have requests in for a message sign.
We are really behind the times on that. That's a good move. My church has one. The BMX track has one. We need more public involvement, and why not post our meetings every time on that message board? And then say, have a nice day. Thank you.
Okay. All right, legislative.
Well, we do have a number of agenda items. We said that last month. We actually have another agenda item that was a referral from personnel. So we do have probably an agenda that's worthy of meeting at this point.
Public safety. There was no meeting.
No meeting, but we need to talk about our crosswalk.
Yes, that's on the Public Works agenda tomorrow.
Next agenda, yes.
Yep. Economic development, we did not meet this last month. Personnel, nothing new from what you see on the agenda and then what we're going into closed session. WTA meeting?
Yes, the WTA meeting was June 16, 2023. It was hosted by the town of Saratoga. Sheriff Becker and Kurt Byrne, who oversees the construction of the new jail, was there and answering a lot of questions. Representative Scott Krug was present from the 72nd Assembly District, and he talked about the budget and what the towns are getting more this year. The town of Grand Rapids, I believe, is getting 86% more this year, and that's in the revenue sharing. And the county's getting over $1 million more. So. And next meeting is July 21st, and that's at the town of Seneca. And the speaker will be Barb Bradle from Focus, and Focus is formerly the SWEPS, where they have the meal sites, stuff like that. So that'll be the 2 topics. Any questions? You all get a copy of the minutes right now, so. Thank you.
Okay. All right, next agenda item is reports from individual town board members. Bill, do you have anything?
Well, I would like to say about Art, his wife passed away, and my condolence to that. He told us at the last meeting that she was hospice care. But we have 2 cameras set up here because I didn't know if he was gonna make it, and that, so we took care of that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Patty?
I just want to congratulate Mike Smith on his appointment. I enjoyed our tour that you gave us on the town, and I look forward to working with you.
Jason?
Likewise with Mike, and also with the progress that we've made in a pretty short time. We've had a lot on our plate and continue to have a lot on our plate, but we're getting through it. And also my condolences to you, sir.
I don't have anything additional from what was already said. Okay, next agenda item is public input. People wishing to address the board will be limited to 2 minutes each, with public input limited to a total of 16 minutes. Sure.
Thanks for keeping the volume up.
Is good?
Past administrations, past boards haven't been acceptable to comments or to answering comments during the comments period. And I'm wondering if this board is going to continue that or be a little more flexible. So I don't need an answer now, I'm just planting the seed.
She can't answer.
No, she ain't. Yeah, typically it falls on the chairperson and puts you right on the spot all the time. So, I mean, I'm understanding why it's a little bit uncomfortable.
Okay. Yep.
In the last meeting, you had stated that you're looking forward to working with the board members, you're not gonna see eye to eye and everything. And, well, that's all part of this. You work things out like adults, and you get things done. I hope you can do that.
Anyone else for public comment? Okay. Future agenda items?
The sign,
Back
or
quote.
yes,
Yeah.
the door.
I may have one. It may be more for legislative because it has to do with fees. But I had noticed that the fees that are imposed for open record requests are, I don't believe at this point cover the cost of personnel doing the work in order to get the open records. And that cost is supposed to just not to be a profit center, but to cover costs. And I think with the cost of what it, copies, the cost of copies and the hourly wages and whatever else goes into that, I don't believe it covers that, if we can take a look at that.
I think, didn't you guys just revise that, like last year while I was gone? I thought you revised.
I can take a look at it, but I don't know that we revised our fee schedule.
Mm-mm.
I think we may have,
The record
yeah, we may have looked at the policy
policy, I
itself.
guess. You made some adjustments, you took out like the antiquated, like
Right.
8 tracks. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Not 8 tracks, but
Floppy disk.
Yes, floppy disk,
I
thank
do
you.
know that when I still did the police stuff, if it was a large case, I did have to keep track of my time and it got billed.
Mm-hmm. But open records, as far as, any of you having to go to the archive is where I was looking at that and thinking about that.
All right. Next agenda item is the Grand Rapids Town Board may go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility for the purpose of interviewing candidates for public works crew member. Is there a motion?
I can make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call. Bill?
Don't need roll call.
But you can.
Well,
But
You can.
she called for it, so
She's
she
asking
can.
for
Okay, aye.
Patty?
Aye.
Jason?
Here, aye.
And Amber, aye.